All right, guys. Next project we're working on is, this is Jim and Jim. They're from Pennsylvania. They brought their Mustang 07. So,
do a little walk around real quick.
Another couple of Ford guys, big block Ford. I'll let him tell you about what he wants done and what he's doing and stuff. So, but nice car. So he had the car for a long time, but he'll tell you all that.
All right, so he's gonna give you a little bit of details on the car here, and we'll give you a little interview with him. All right, so go for it.
This is my 07 Mustang. I bought it back in 2016. It was my first car. Came with the V6 5-speed manual.
Cool.
And I kind of hit a point where it was like either forced induction or engine swap, and I was too attached to the car to let it go. So we threw a 460 in it. Power glide, 2-speed power glide transmission.
Cool.
Now it's a drag car.
All right, so he's gonna be doing getting it running, wiring right now here, seeing what we're doing with the rear and cage later on, all that kind of stuff. But we're gonna get it running and everything for him, get it going. All right, so stay tuned for this build. It's gonna come out nice.
So
here, Johnny, show him the headers.
This radiator. The fan was supposed to be mounted on the front, but it don't fit, so we're mounting it on the front of the car rather than the inside.
Yeah.
So I cut the 2 tabs off. I'm cleaning them up now. This way it's nice and clean. We'll start all over and make a little slot that goes in there, and you'll be able to bolt it in from here, and then it'll be in here like this.
The radiator on this side.
And the radiator on that side. All right, let me just finish this.
So there's the headers. So we're gonna try to get the passenger and the other one to fit first, but that's what they look like.
Cover
So
this thing up. It's a beautiful car, man. All right. Let me finish grinding this, and then we'll mess with the header. Start all over. All right, so got this all set. Made all new tabs on there. Picked up nice bolts with flanged heads on them. We're gonna put them on there. Clean the holes up. Make sure that all fits nice. That's done. Took the cowling off the windshield here. We took the wipers off. Took his wiper motor and arms all out. So those are off. We're going to get some plugs to put in the 2 holes. Taking off all the loose screws. Took off the other hinge for the hood that was still on there. We took that off. Just cleaning all that up. We're going to wipe it all down. This thing is really nice, so we're going to make everything look nice and clean. While we got this cowling off, we're going to find a plug for this. So that needs a plug. And this also is going to get a plug here. So another plug in there. So this firewall all has to be sealed off nice and clean. Okay, master cylinder obviously is going to go there. And then we're going to start seeing how these headers are going to fit in here. All right, here we go. All right. Got those all on. Nice. Good? Yep. All right, those are cool. All right, now we got these headers. So the headers are, the 2 rear are all one piece. These 2 come off. The 2 front ones come off. So we're going to get them off. They're really stiff to get out. So we're going to get them off. We're going to clean these really good because they got to be able to go in and out of this thing pretty easy. when they're in the car. So we'll run a flapper wheel inside here, clean all the paint and everything off it, and then we'll put a little metal anti-seize on those. This way they'll slip on and off. So you can see these two are together. Those are individual. All right, and then we'll see if we can fit them in there without having to pull the motor up and down. I know the driver's side, we're gonna have to go around those headers and this motor. Technically, think about it. A big block a big block Ford didn't really come in one of these, right? So the steering column he made up, we gotta just touch something up right there, because when that goes around, it touches the bolt. We're gonna do something about the oil pan down there. See if you can. The oil pan is actually touching. It's actually touching the frame right there. So we're gonna do something with that. But we're gonna try to at least see if this one header fits before we go crazy. Well, you can't be doing that when it's in the car. That ain't happening. All right, the other one. Okay, wow, that one came out. Okay, that one's good. So this one's not bad. This one, that one. Okay. All right, let's clean them up. Run some sandpaper in that, and then over that. All right, so we trial fit. Starting with the passenger side. So it's actually hitting the side of the bell housing here. So we can nick some of that off and gain about a ½ inch and see if we can get it to fit with that, I hope. So let's cut that piece off and try it again. Okay, we're about halfway through. It's really thick aluminum, obviously. So we're getting there. All right, so I cut it right along the spacer shield. Hopefully it's got enough room now. We'll try it. All right, so that is definitely hitting that, because when you turn it, it's actually pushing up on the whole shaft. So that's got to be either relocated or changed or do something with that. And that oil pan is hitting the frame. So we're going to have to do something with that also. All right. All right, so that second tube, you could barely get it on because it hits the frame rail. All right. That one, you can't get it on. There's no way. So, as you can see, it needs to go. You need about. So that would go there. It's got to come up a whole inch to clear that. Okay. But then even with that, let's say it even cleared that, there's no room. I don't know what the frick these headers are for, but there's no room. So once that goes, let's say the header was in and this had to go in, even if this cleared here, there's not enough room on the bottom because of that cross member for all that to go in there. So that tube comes down to here and it needs to go like that. And that sits like that in the car at about that angle. So you got one tube and another tube like right there, that's going to hit that. That's what it's looking like anyway. But I can't even get the other piece past that mount and that. Now this, we could do the same thing we did on the other side, is cut that away and then try it. But that thing's solid down there, that ain't going anywhere. That's part of your lower control arm. The rack hitting here, we're gonna try rotating the whole rack. It looks like it could. So I'm gonna loosen all the set screws and see if we can rotate that. At this point, that's not gonna matter, because no matter what, that's not gonna clear that. That's not clearing that. And if we go down, it definitely needs to go down to get away from here. You can see it's all chewed up in here. So that needs to go down, even if it just goes down like a 1/4 inch. But the angle, you see it, it loses. So from here, it would have to go from back here. Right, that's that angle. Right, like that. So that tube, right now the tube is even in the way. All right. And this is why we got to figure things out. All right, well, for starters, I'm going to cut that away. And then we'll see. That looks like the actual opening of the bell housing. So I'm going to see how much of that I could cut away. And see if we could at least get that to go in. See if it's going to fit. If it doesn't fit because of the mount, then we're going to end up cutting the collector off and making everything from the flange all the way back to the collector on all 4. See how that works. Well, let's start with that and see if we can at least get that piece in there. It takes forever to go through this aluminum because it balls up the teeth on the saw. I'm gonna have to go get more blades too. All right, well, even with cutting that out, she no fit
At all.
So, like I said, this second one touches. The third one, it can't get it in there at all. So this rotates, so we'll be able to rotate that, put that where we want. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hack all the tubes off, so I'll be able to use his flanges. I'm gonna end up just making everything. We ordered a set of slip-on collectors on the bottom. We'll cut this off here, add little pieces to whatever we need if we end up using some of this. And then we're going to end up using all the flanges and then cutting the headers and then just redoing them all so that they fit in the car. You put each individual tube in, and then just slip the collector on the bottom, and that'll make it easier to install it. Plus, we got to make it fit around the steering shaft. So, and then what I'll do is I'll take this side off, hack the collector off of this one, add a little pieces of tubing on each one, and then make a slip-on collector for that side too, so they look the same. So we'll get that back together. All right, so we'll start cutting this thing up and start cutting all these tubes up.
get the slip-on ones and then go from there.
Those are junk. All right, so now we can kind of start seeing how much of this fits in here. This one is the one that wouldn't clear the... Yeah, oh yeah, really? Look where that would have went. See, it don't even... you can't even get it so it hits the... This needs to go way down like that, right? So it's hitting the, what you call it? It's hitting the cross member. So,
Yeah.
that ain't gonna happen. And then the steering and everything. So this one is probably gonna end up going like that and down. So it'll end up way over there like that somewhere. See what I'm saying? So it'll go like that. And then we'll turn that up. This way it'll have clearance here for that. The other one we're gonna go up and over. The other one will go around, down and over. So I gotta wait for the collector to show up so we can mount the collector where we want it. And then start making all this fit in here. This one I could cut off actually, so I know this one will work. This would have been, so this one would have been the second one in, and it touches the, yeah, it hits the cross member. That ain't happening.
All right,
So this would be the first one. See what I'm saying? So that one, once that was in there, no problem. The other one,
that one could work
which would be
over there.
this would have been the third one, right? This would have been the third one. The third one hits. See where it's hitting? Oh,
Hang on,
whatever. It's hitting the cross member. It hits that cross member. So this is gonna end up getting cut and lengthened, whatever. I'm gonna put this first one in first, and then see if what you call it, the steering clears this one, and then we'll base everything off of this one.
All right. So we kind of got an idea of how the second one's gonna go. So cut that one off. A little bit sticking off of the flange.
Like that.
Right here.
And then, so this one is gonna go down. I need this one in here. So this is gonna go like this.
And then this one's
Right.
gonna go down
So
to that one.
make sure they made up nice and clean. All right, that's gonna go down. This one will be the second one on the bottom here, on this side down. This one is gonna get cut shorter. That's gonna be the top one inboard. And then this one is gonna go just like this.
That's probably gonna be the other one on
This
the
one's gonna
downside.
go like this, right?
Yep.
And then this one, it's either gonna I'm gonna try to make it go straight down, or it might have to come up and back down. So we'll see.
That's the plan.
That's the plan, Stan. How well is it gonna work? Who knows?
We'll
Alright,
find
so
out.
this one's gonna go like this, but we're gonna cut this off.
And try to make that one go
Yeah.
straight down.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So this flange got cut off clean. Left a little stub on this one. Stub on that one. That one's gonna go right there, but it's gonna be cut up. So we got the slip-on collectors ordered. I got a bunch of more J-bends ordered so we could finish this, but right now I'm gonna wait for the collector. But that one tube is gonna be the inner top. This one looks like it's gonna go down and around and gonna be the inner bottom. This will be the outer bottom. This one's gonna be the top outer. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take all these off. I'm gonna cut that. I'm just gonna cut that for now and then leave it. And then clean all the edges off of these. These are the ones I'm using as of right now so far, right? That are gonna hook up to this section. So I need to clean up all the edges, make them all sharp, clean, flat. All right, so they meet up with each other really good. And then I'll tack them, take them out again. Josh will TIG weld them all nice and clean, put them back in, and get the next little section done. So it's a section at a time, one-off deals. This is not a production car, actually, you know, like something that you're just going to keep making over and over. Probably never see one of these again. So I told them, get them all done. I'm going to cut the other collector off the other one, add 4 little stubs on each tube, and put the collector, so a slip-on collector on both sides. It's going to end up being. And then we'll get the car running, fire it up. He'll be able to take this stuff back off, send it out to get it ceramic coated, and he could do black, silver, whatever color he wants, and then they'll be done, and they'll be good for pretty much forever. All right, so take them off, clean them, and get them ready. All right, so after I take them all off, they got to be cleaned inside and outside, and then the edge has to be perfectly flat. Like that. And then we got to make sure they're round, so we're going to use one piece that's round and just keep checking them all. Alright? So that's what we're doing with this. Alright, so got them cleaned up. That one's on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here like this. I put a little mark on it so I know where to line it up. And then I'm going to take it off. And this needs to be the shape of the flange. I'll show you when I get it off. Alright, so the flange, and then this needs to sit to line up those 2 holes. So this flange needs to be made in that shape. So we're just gonna hammer it, clean it first, like the other one. This is all clean inside, outside. It's all cleaned up. So we'll shape it to that in the right direction, and then we'll go from there. All right, so we got that cleaned up. We got that shaped. All right, fits real nice. Got these other ones all cleaned up. One more thing I'm going to do to make it easier to put these in later. So I'm going to take these and cut all this extra crap away from all of them. Like that one's got a whole bunch of crap on it. So we're going to cut all that away and then smooth them all out. And all these are done. Cut them off, cut them off, cut them off. And then we will get the other flap wheel and grind this all smooth so it's good to easy to put in. Alright? And it looks cleaner too. Got Johnny making sure all these pieces are clean. We got the first one. So I got that one tacked in there. Alright, I'm going to cut it. I don't know if you see that black line. I'm going to cut it there, and that's where it's going to start to drop down. And I'm going to weld, tack these little ones on, start making them go where they need to go. And then just kind of start making it flow towards the collector. Alright, so we got a couple of these pieces pieced together, mocked up. Okay. And Josh is doing the welding. They're going to be TIG welded together. Should be nice. Nice and clean looking. Alright? I'm going to keep getting these together, get the other ones tacked in place, and then you can keep welding them all the way around as we go along. Alright. So we got, took the filter off out of the way. That's where that one's going to go. That's how they're looking so far. So that's about all I could do right now. I have that and that, but I need to know exactly where, once I get the collector, hopefully it'll show up tomorrow. Once I get the collector, I can line the collector up, you know, put it in its place where we want it, and then line up the rest of the tubes to meet the collector. So it's coming right along. We got this side back off to do the same thing. We're going to end up cutting this collector off and put all the tubes on and finish putting pieces on here and make the slip-on collector for both sides. This way they'll both be the same. Okie dokie. Stay tuned for more to come. Big block Ford Mustang.